I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what it'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he's slayed. Go 7, go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7, go 7, go 7. Go 7.
Hey. Why can't we? Oh, wait. There you are. You guys were hiding from me. Very rude of you. But Bree got first. Hello, Sal, once again. Hello. We're starting right off of the polling game here. Poland versus a Gmail account. All right. As one does. You've got some banger games cooking. Nice. Currently nice. Ooh, we made it to 1250. Congratulations. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome, Mega Man. I hope your games are going well. The game you were going to submit ended way too soon. Oh no. Sorry about that. Trying to adjust the microphone here. Happy to report that your Global League match is going smooth. In fact, so smooth that you might get a cheeky cat limit win. Hey. What's up, gamers? Yeah, Fluffy, you gotta say something so we know. It's true. Going up against a 1300 in Global League for the first time. Ooh. Sounds good. Sounds good. Excuse me. You just had 1100? Very nice. That's a great. I think 1100 was my favorite rating to play at. That's when I like really started developing rivals in Aegis and Maddie B and the like. You got this. 1300s are just 1100s on a hot streak. What's my favorite opener in Fog? I think everyone knows that my favorite opener in Fog is transport copters. There's really no hiding that. I've seen that there's some new top dogs in Fog. Like, I don't know who this Ella Gatua is, but they're almost number 1. What helped you the most was just to pull back and heal. You know what? Sometimes that's all it takes is just like one little thing to change in your gameplay, and you just like jump. You just like jump to the next plateau until you figure out the next mistake you're making. Yeah, they can't see them in Fog. You let the fog, you use the fog to your advantage. I want them to. Their profile says they defeated Tordredin and Olaf. Ditto. Is Tordred known for playing Olaf? Oh, I see. I thought you were saying that was like their signature, but no. That's their league game history. Well, I guess Tordred is definitely known for playing Olaf. Yeah. He's top number 2. You're telling me not sending my copters in Fog would help. I am saying that. Although being aggro is more fun, being passive is stronger overall. I would flip those. Well, I think that aggressive is stronger. It's just way more difficult. It's a lot safer to be passive. You're running into the big boys. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure the people in Fog could beat me up now. I haven't really been playing that much Fog for a long time. I'm washed up. I'm just a commentator. I'm like a 1200 on a good day now, I bet. Okay. It's very easy to make mistakes being aggro. It's true. Yeah, I basically already am in the caster arc. Oh, true boss, no! I did a bunch of streams like that in the past. You can watch them. I had an alt and I would just... I was playing 25 games at a time. a turn a day per day. A turn a day per game per day. Oof. On an alt. You're not fooling. I don't think my SC. I mean, my SC2 games. I think they're like 1200 level. I'm not like breaking the meta. Penguin still got it. Fluffy still thinks Fluffy is strong. Lord Frogner, she got distracted and never came back. That's okay. I feel like a lot of people take big breaks and then come back and have a blast. Yeah, so I was doing 25 games at a time, and I would say it took around 2 hours a day to stay on top of that for me when trying to play fast. I know, I am always the king of the penguins. No one can take that from me. It's true. You need a better mouse? I don't know if that's the mouse. Well, I don't know what your mouse situation was like. I think your point was just insane. Oh, did they start today? I know the Smacky Cups finals have started. Okay, let's hop into this. We got Poland versus oof, I think that's French. Is it like chuotluoibien or something? Maybe. Versus Bienen. You got Poland versus Bienen. Adder against Jake. I don't know this map. I don't think. I'm always a fan of this little configuration, though. It's very aesthetically pleasing to me. It's not French, it's just gibberish. It's probably a language. It's weird to have a gibberish and then add Gmail. Oh, he may have put out a big review video of all the round ones for the America Cup final. Gotcha. Oh, no mouse. Okay, yeah, no mouse is a problem. Roly-poly got this one? Okay. Let's see here. Poland going for this central property really quickly. A lot faster than Bienen over here. But it's way faster, but it looks like Bienen still gets this property. The only thing is that Poland could have stepped this infantry to here if the idea is to I get this property and you don't get this property. Then this guy could go here and threaten to interrupt. But I also don't see the follow-up because Poland doesn't have enough money to build a tank without double base skipping. So you'd have to build a recon to try and follow that up. I don't think that's quite feasible. Never mind. I just didn't look at Poland's money. Poland does have enough money to build a tank. Okay, so if Poland has enough money to buy a tank, Poland should probably have walked forward to interrupt this capture. For some reason I thought that Poland had 7k, but I think that I was just looking at his income. Jake went with an artillery first, which is a pretty bold move. It's good for attacking a specific spot, so controlling this comm tower, but it looks like this comm tower is pretty much free anyway, so the artillery is not really needed for that. But the artillery could definitely see play as the game progresses. It's just not as good as a tank at defending on multiple fronts because it can't move and shoot. No, we'll probably get Rip versus Voice of Akasha next Friday. Probably. Poland moves out with this tank here. Yeah, no, I would have really liked it if Poland had gone for the infantry hit over here to interrupt this capture and then had built the tank here. Because then you follow that up, right? You interrupt and then the tank's ready to completely deny it. And their tank buy, it doesn't reach because the forest is in the way. So I think that's what Poland probably should have done. And maybe is what was the plan for going for this one so fast. And that would have given Poland an edge. A small economic lead out of the opening. As is, things are just pretty even. Not going to go for the comm tower just yet. I agree with Poland. It's not really needed at this point. There's some like small fights going on. But getting another 1k is going to be more impactful. Okay, we got some chained together tanks here. Bienen could strike at this tank and like try and block with like infantry here, and then this tank can't get a revenge hit. Whoa! Instead, Bienen goes here, which I really don't like because 2 tanks cover this fight, and this is on a city, so it's just going to heal up. Okay, I guess the idea is like there's an artillery here. You wouldn't want to fight into the artillery range. But Poland is probably going to be fine with that because you can really just overload this artillery a lot. But we'll see. Poland could just let this go unanswered. Looks like that might be the plan. Just going to go after the interrupt over here instead. A little too very wary about attacking in artillery range, which I guess is fine. This tank wouldn't have been able to get involved, but it would be this artillery strike and this tank to fight. But you'd have 3 tanks to gobble this up in like this infantry, and then I don't know. It would definitely be a multiple stage fight. I think it would have worked out for Poland just because on the next turn he'd probably have the adder power. You can just position a bunch of infantry to break this defensive formation around the artillery and bop it. But that's okay. I think this is a live game, so going for those kind of multiple turn plays can be hard to see. Whoa, Bienen base skipped to get this artillery? Okay. Now, the Jake artillery are pretty nice. And right now, Poland actually has a nice income lead just because of these side properties that Bienen has not been able to capture on the other side. Okay. Chill on this HQ. Gonna live with just a 9 health tank. Doesn't want to pay the repair costs, or has some other reason to be in this spot. If it's about the repair costs, then Poland is probably threatening to build a Neo tank or some other sort of combo here. I'm surprised we didn't have an anti-air get built actually, because Poland had the money to go copter anti-air. It just didn't feel like it was quite needed yet. Bienen does have this artillery in position. It's doing some work. You gotta be really careful. As soon as Adder has that normal power, all of these infantry will suddenly have that 20% firepower, and just having your infantry as blockers won't be very, very useful even on these missile platforms. Plus, the infantry get an extra movement, so you can really just pounce on your walls. Okay, we're going to go in with the tank. Don't like having to use tanks to fight the infantry. But we are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks involved over here against 4, 5-ish and an artillery. So vehicle-wise, this is definitely in Poland's favor. And this is pretty close to this base. In fact, because of the adder normal power, the base will be able to fight next turn, assuming these lines don't fall back. Okay. This is fine. It would, yeah, I guess knocking this down to 7 is okay. I'm just gonna capture this in 3 turns and then heal up to 9. And the infantry probably wouldn't survive anyway. Looks like we're just gonna completely avoid the anti-air. Just make it so this copter doesn't have any good hits. I think it would have been better to have the 7 health infantry start capturing here. You just capture both of these cities at the same time. You get this one turn faster by join capping, but I don't think that's quite worth it. Bienen does attack in here. Back with this tank. I don't think this tank needed to move back. Probably better on the front lines here. If you could have gone for a sacrificial attack, or could have followed up the hit here. I think probably a sacrificial attack on the tank on the city would have been better, so that you could then attack. Then Bienen could sit on the city and attack from it. Because right now, you're not actually. Bien's not actually out of this tank's range because +1 movement makes it hit either of these. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of infantry. We'll see, though. That Poland should have just an amazing normal power here. I think this artillery will be fine, but this one won't. Smack, smack, smack. Break the tank. Break the tank. Some infantry. Tank hits the artillery. Happy days. This one might chase this guy down, or we'll go after these other healthy tanks. You do also have to keep in mind there's going to be a block rock. So this tank is actually guarding this tank. Things can only reach to here, so it's probably better to, yeah, just attack into all of these infantry. I like it. Ooh. I mean, this is okay. You do knock it down to 1. You get hit by a full health tank. But it does also require that Jake use something to kill this guy off. I mean, it'll probably just be these 2. Okay. Yeah, the artillery this one got bopped. This one's okay. Definitely a much larger tank count here for Poland. We're at 9 versus 6. But all 9 are just right over here. Here comes the block rock. Now, these 2 tanks do not have targets, so that's very good news for Poland. This guy wasn't even needed to clear that guy. Copter kills an infantry. Surprised? Did the copter not have a better... Oh, no! I think the copter did that because it was like that's the only target that's going to be outside of the opposing's copter range. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, never mind. This is still showing me with the adder power boosted. So it will be outside the opposing copter's range still. Infantry attacks. That guy out. Poland is currently just 1k up, the difference of the city being owned. We have a bunch of anti-airs now. We only have 1, 2 healthy tanks. Oof, Poland doesn't get the kill there. Artillery does go down. Looks like we're going to try and drill a hole to this artillery. Like so. Smack. Not a very safe smack because that artillery's got some friends, one could say. Wow, okay, so 4 health tank hits the 9. Order to knock it down to 7. I really don't think that was that good. Just trading 4 health for 2. I do think that Poland's done a good job of keeping these copters safe. It's really difficult to break this tank and these infantry. You'd like to use the artillery to help break the infantry, but it's blocking one of the tiles needed to kill this tank off. So I think Poland's done a really good job over here. Yeah, Jake has to just back up with the artillery. It looks like we might use a copter. That works. So we have copter take out this guy. The 2 tanks kill this tank, and then the anti-air can hit the copter. That's still a lot used on infantry. I think Poland's okay with that. This copter's still fine. We got healthy tanks to go after this anti-air. It's a pretty good day for Poland here. I mean, he's down a fair bit in unit count, but I mean, not really that much since it's not going well. Ooh, but Poland doesn't have a power, so this tank is no longer able to actually hit anything. Infantry tries to get the kill. Infantry deal surprisingly little damage to anti-air. Have I played against Voice of Akasha? I have not. That's the main lesson you had in plaster on all of your notes. Don't be stubborn, retreat if needed. HPs are pretty exposed. This stress allows juicy 4 health tanks. Copter comes on down. Looking good. Poland has been fighting, has been pretty much investing all of the money on this airport base side for a very long time. Looks like we're going to now see a double tank play here. They can test these 2 properties. Now, Bienen does have the cute play of infantry starts capturing this property and then the tank just stands here and blocks these infantry from interrupting it. So long as this 3 health tank is killed off. That's exactly what Bienen does. Then kills off the 3 health tank. That's bad news for Poland. Gonna swap the income advantage. Okay, you have the side slip. Copters. Anti-air got tickled a bit, but this one's still around. Bienen's doing a really good job of making sure there's enough anti-airs alive. Wow, this guy killed that tank off. Nicely done. Copter goes for the interrupted. It's outside of anti-air range, but probably not for long because Bienen is mighty close to the super. Only 2 copters currently in the fight that Bienen has to deal with, but there's no tank that can actually guard this copter if it gets hit. Or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, never mind. This guy could help if the copter attacks. Whoa, we're just gonna go for the beatdown? Well, that will let this artillery shoot 1 more tile. Go after these tanks, I guess. I don't know about that. I mean, so close to the block rock, which is such a strong super. That was a interesting choice. Now, Poland doesn't have the normal power, but I don't think it's actually needed. We can just have this attack anyway. Very weird that Poland used this tank. I guess it's not that weird. That this forest makes it so they both reach that tile. Try to finish off those anti-airs. Most of the infantry have gone down in the middle for both players, which will quickly make the fight transition to just a no point fight. Win or lose, no properties get exchanged. Okay. Poland is just committing hard to the copter spam here. It's not. Oh, and we do have an anti-air though. It's definitely a build order that has a lot of success. Usually when you are pushing your opponent, because then they're forced into like desperation buys. They have to choose between building a tank and an anti-air. If it's an ongoing fight and they have anti-airs, then the constantly building copters gets less effective. So ideally here for Poland, you'd either start building some bombers if you could afford it, or you would just stop building copters for a while, build a lot of tanks till you can thin out their anti-air numbers. And then once their anti-air numbers are down to like 1 or 0, ideally, you would start spamming the copters again. But it might work out anyway. When the anti-air did get taken out, Bienen didn't use the super last turn. Or the last time. So yeah, we're going to go for beatdown again. I'm not quite sure what goal is here. I'm going to get got. Get that tank. Finish it off with an anti-air. I mean, the tank counts have been severely thinned. I'm still not convinced that these beatdowns are as good as just waiting a turn to get your super. My scoff at the beatdown. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, if Poland's able to just take out all these anti-airs anyway, then copter spam is good. Been a lot of infantry just sent to this city. They probably have a much better use in the center, helping guard all of these vehicles. The problem with going for this city in particular is because every single time, copter can just pop out of this airport and interrupt it. Which you can like fight through if you anti-air kills copter and you join cap, but that has definitely not been happening. Four Elf infantry really went for it there. Okay. Another anti-air. Copter staying out of anti-air's range. Ooh. Did we not see the turn swap? We did not. So that must mean that Bienen ran out of time that turn. Especially because there's 10k in the bank. And neither of these bases built, I don't think. We have a side slip. It does actually reach that copter. This copter gets popped up a bit. HQ cap. That's always really scary, especially when you're low on time. Bienen goes for a hit. Kill off this anti-air. Save. Yeah. HQ. Got that infantry. Just gonna fall back a bit. Go for the easy attacks and save time. I 100% approve. Copter's going in for these attacks. I don't like this from Poland, unless this is like super cute and this anti-air can't do anything. But it looks like the anti-air can do things to like kill a copter, and there's plenty of stuff to interrupt this capture. But at the same time, I guess the idea is that Bienen is just so low on time that Just give them a whole bunch of things to have to process. Probably shouldn't have hit the HQ. I'd be fine with interrupting this capture if you want. I mean, hitting the HQ is not bad. It does mean that Poland gets a capture. Okay. Bien's doing okay on this front. The top looking a little spicy. Poland could get this city. Okay, Poland's not going to... If Poland's going to just run away with all the vehicles, then Poland should not have continued this capture. Infantry is taken out. Infantry is taken out. Yeah. Now this one's just... I'm not quite sure why this guy's sitting here. But yeah. That is infantry. That. Capture right away. Yeah, just lost that infantry. Now there's only one infantry on the entire front up here. And no reinforcements for him. Good luck, buddy. And there's no infantry in range of interrupting this capture, so I think Bienen just takes it. I do notice that there's no beatdown coming out this time. Wow, okay. Poland wants to use the normal power. Poland is so sad that copter didn't die. Okay, now the copter dies. It gets the anti-air. Copter gets a smack in. Anti-air gets a smack. This doesn't look very good for Poland. This anti-air can still come down. This copter can attack. These tanks get involved. I'm not sure why Poland attacked in here. We do hit this anti-air, which is cute. Get to smack that one, I guess. This response block rock is going to be so painful. Unless there's just not enough time for Bienen to like, execute everything. But it's not even like especially difficult choices. You just like, I think I'll just kill everything. No, why? I think there's probably a mistake here. I mean, the anti-air could be used to finish off one of these tanks, maybe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, it could be used to just kill this copter. Like, tank just got the kill over here. The anti-air kills this copter. That was a weird choice, but it's okay. Also a weird choice to then not build an anti-air. Now there's no anti-airs on the front that the copters are coming from the airport. Very weird. Okay. Poland's happy about no anti-airs being over here, but not so happy about this tank being trapped. It was a very nice play by Bienen. The copter first strike. Yeah, that's a block rock copter on the plane, so it does do a good job there. Poland's really insistent on this fight down here. I think all of these units get cleaned up. There's no vehicles coming to support them. The tank was trapped, so it's going to be picked off here. What? Why did that tank move forward to kill an infantry? The problem here is there's no anti-air guarding these guys. Yeah, everything down here pretty much just wiped out. There's a 1 health tank. Or not tank, copter left. Right? Copter, tank, infantry. It's very weird. They just kind of leave the units available for copter swings. But at the bottom, Bienen's looking really happy. Anti-air charges in. vehicles. Doing all this cleanup. There's a single tank coming to support these guys. Now we have the anti-air. Okay. And there are 4 copters here, so it does require a response. It looks like Bienen ran out of time again because we didn't have an infantry buy. Poland attacks this poor innocent copter with a horde of infantry. It's a really great exchange there. Tank and in here with the copters. Only one of these gets hit by the anti-air, but that's still not great. Not what you're looking for out of a side slip for sure. This tank gets taken out. Whoa. His anti-air could have just killed this copter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess that means... No, it could. Yeah. Anti-air kills copter. Tank hit. I don't know if... I guess it would take the 9, right? Oh, this is the one that went here. Oh my gosh. Even, yeah. This guy just kills copter. Tank hits from here. 9 hits from there. I don't know. Maybe this anti-air's got better things. But then this anti-air can kill one of these other copters. It's a live game. At a time, it's fine. We have a bunch of infantry going over here. But they're decently protected? Maybe not. If there's a block rock there, fine. Things get bopped by copters. They are guarded by a copter and an anti-air, though. Oh, this anti-air got hit, though. Okay, that's pretty good. And this copter is now blocked off from actually supporting up here. Very well done by Poland there. Looks like Gmail's got it. It does, unless Gmail ends up overextending. Useful beatdown calc, a full HP copter on planes plus a full HP infantry, 1 hit KOs copters 100% of the time. It's true. It's true. Copter plus infantry versus copter is pretty good, especially when powers get involved. Guess it's Bien's turn to just kind of donate copters. Ooh, nice. What? No. What is that beatdown? What? Is that trying to just like make it so this single capture goes through? Pulling with the side slip. Sacrifice to break through. Anti-air stops the capture. Oh, this is okay. This is day 28. That makes sense. Still doesn't make sense that the beatdown happened. It makes sense that they're getting desperate about this city. Because at day 30, the game will end, and the person who has the most cities or properties will win the game. But you know, if a beatdown wasn't used, then a block rock could be used this turn. And that would be pretty good. But maybe this infantry would have died, and the follow-up infantry also would have died. I mean, it looks like this guy dies either way. It's just going to be a draw. Day 29. There's only 2 infantry from Poland. So the best that Poland can hope for is a draw. And yeah, at the end of Bien's turn, the game ends in a draw because they reach day 30 and they have even properties. Saved by the bell, yeah. I would definitely. It was a good game. I definitely work on some of those power usages. They were interesting to say the least. All right, rip. Rip versus Incuggarch. A max mirror on Veinglor. You bet Poland was a bit mad by that. Well, I think at the end there, Poland was very happy that the game went to a draw. Look at that. Incuggarch's playing the Penguins? I never knew. I never knew that Incuggarch was secretly a penguin. The Norwegian walls, the Ripperoo. Oh, the Norwegian wall versus the Ripperoo. Gotcha. This looks like a tourney match indeed. You know, let's actually check. Yes. These two games are on the same map. This is final round 1 of the Mariner Cup 1. Final round 1, game 3? I'm not quite sure that. Jeez. Group 3? Right, face to left. It's a max mirror. It's game 3. Okay. Here we go. I'm surprised they chose max. I don't think I've played this map. Maybe I did, but only briefly. Like a really short game. But it looks like there's some like really solid artillery placements here. Like if you get an artillery here, you cover 3 properties, and there are all 3 properties that this base has a lot easier access to than these do. So if you just like have infantry go quickly capture these and then hold it with an artillery, that seems pretty good. Conversely, you can always have your artillery. You can like try to lock down artillery from the space. But maybe the center is more what they're... Well, it must be that the center is what both of these players are thinking about. Maybe eyes are more on the HQs than trying to just win income-wise. Only the ones across the river are contested? Aren't these all contested? I would just imagine that since these 2 bases can't hit these with vehicles, and this base can. Hit you in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This looks very choky. Okay. Away we go. They're both playing max. I expect to see a lot of copters and tanks, as is the max way. Is anyone going for any fancy infantry movements here? Incuggarch's going for this property right away. It looks like Rip is deciding to do the same thing. So far, they've done the exact same opener. Okay. Literally the exact same opener? Guys, get creative here. Okay, we have a tank first from Incuggarch in the double base area. It's pretty interesting, actually. I don't know if you want to go. I'm not sure how much of a benefit going with the first tank is. Rip just does the exact same thing. Because you do have an airport you can like build from. But we'll see what the tanks get done. It is a mixed base setup. You can try and threaten stuff. Another tank from Incuggarch down here. Going for these captures. Okay, we do now have slight difference, I think, in the center. In that Rip is already going for this city. Where it looks like Incuggarch is going for this one. Although Incuggarch could go for it. Find out. And Rip now has a recon. It isn't quite identical. And there's slightly different ordering of the infantry over here. Incuggarch went for a city skip. It's a city skip that doesn't quite work out. Because Rip actually just takes this comm tower as this guy wants to go for a capture. So it's like interrupted. Ooh, okay. I like this move by Incuggarch. Go for the city, like cancel your own city capture so that Rip has to cancel the city capture in order to interrupt you. Moves the tank out here. Okay, we do have the difference of going for this city first rather than this one. I think that this one is probably better to go for first anyway. It doesn't chain. But I don't think this is a reasonable thing to expect chaining anyway. But this is a lot easier to take. It's four tiles away from a base rather than 5 around a mountain. Get the forest. Okay. We also have this recon. Incuggarch just built some more tanks. Tank. Max recons are pretty good, but they're not extra durable. So max tanks will still absolutely destroy them. This is an interesting choice by Rip to dedicate some infantry. So this one's going to go for this capture. This one's blocking the tank from attacking it and also getting ready to counter when this guy gets interrupted. We have Rip coming down with some tanks, taking a central position. It doesn't seem that scary to me. It does force Incuggarch to pretty much build a tank here. But with building the tank there, Incuggarch can just kind of capture right in front of this tank. And Incuggarch is very heavily incentivized to go for this tank attack on this infantry. I think you have to do it from the plains, which sucks. But it's pretty decent because while you do get hit by this tank from the comm tower, which is like an awful trade, you do stop this infantry from backing up this one in this little fight. And you also stop it from being able to interrupt your capture here. Mainly because it's, if not dead, it's blocked off by a tank. We'll see if that's what Incuggarch decides to do. And yeah, this is where Incuggarch city skip's not quite enough because you have to interrupt the capture to stop the comm tower. And again, yeah, Incuggarch can just kind of put this infantry directly in the path of this tank and then guard it. Looks like Incuggarch's deciding whether or not to go for this. Sits on the comm tower. I don't like it. I think that's Incuggarch trying to be cute. But now you just, like, this city just gets interrupted. And you can't fight... Incuggarch doesn't want to fight or shouldn't want to fight a long-term battle over here because the base is so close for Rip. And sitting on this comm tower doesn't stop the infantry from going from interrupts. And it just kind of promotes that there's going to be a long-term fight here, which is what Rip would really like. Okay, the Rip recon coming over here to go for this comm tower. Interrupts. And this city interrupt. And then also goes for a tank smack over here. Now, much like I was saying, in this respect, I think Incuggarch's pretty happy to have a long-term fight right here. Okay, we sent the 6 health infantry in to sacrifice, and then just went for a smack there. Rip's a little too, I think, a little too cowardly about this, but that's okay. It's very weird. So, Rip would love to have a fight over here because you have airport plus base. And same thing, Incar would love to be fighting over here because you have airport plus base. And that's kind of probably the strongest part on the map for you. And yeah. Is double tank swing here available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The copter doesn't quite reach. With the cute little, I like it. The tank just stands here so the recon can't interrupt. Yeah, there comes the copter. Here comes a mech. And then Incuggarch's like, why was I doing that? Yeah, time to leave. Incuggarch's just respecting the double tank hit to clear the tank off the comm tower. Okay, Rip does get the smack over here. Gives up this capture, builds an anti-air. Whoa. So Rip's not going to kill this tank. That's really bad for Rip. So what happened over here is Rip did 5 damage to a tank and then lost a tank. And that was the end of the conversation. That is really bad. That's net -5 tank health and the net just vehicle count. Net negative vehicle count. So that's happy days for Incuggarch. Now what's not quite so happy days is that this comm tower is just going to happen. These tanks are doing nothing. I guess they're guarding these captures, but for the most part they're doing nothing. And Guard's going to go negative in income on the sides so far. And while currently Incuggarch is up 1 comm tower, that's going to be evened out immediately, and it looks like Rip's in a much better position to actually secure the next comm tower. So that part is very bad news. In the short term, things are looking really nicely, but if we're looking at the long term, like very long term, in terms of who's going to end up with more properties and who's going to end up with more comm towers, then Rip will be looking really, really good. Oh, okay. This forest is here to stop this from just coming over and making Rip really sad. Okay, so this is a mixed base map, so they get to do a whole bunch of plays in order to make one player invest more in one front and then proceed to just like leave, strike somewhere else. Looks like Incuggarch is gonna try and take this property. This is a very spicy play. Okay, so this does look like Incuggarch going to do with a front switch. It's like you've built these 3 tanks over here, and now I'm just going to leave and fight you somewhere else. That place is going to be over here. This tank is here so that Rip can't have this tank move off this base. Usually this means Incuggarch seeing a 2-turn or 3-turn play in order to kill this base. Doesn't look possible to me, but maybe if Rip makes like a mistake, it's totally possible. So if Incuggarch is able to get 2 fronts, two spots to swing at, then this base can get killed off. But if it's only this one front, as long as this tank doesn't get like injured, it should be totally fine. So I don't quite see Incuggarch's plan. Usually you'd have like a copter available to hit here, or you'd have like this tank available to sneak around, but this infantry can always block this tank off. Maybe the idea is that Rip just won't be able to produce from this base, and therefore the vehicle count will go down. But if Rip wants to, Rip can just not hit this, build something else. We are going to go for the max force. I think this is being done primarily so these 2 infantry can clear this, and then this tank can just smack here. It might also unlock some other things, like the recon can kill infantry. Okay, we might just hit that tank. That's fine. Okay, that's not exactly what I pictured was going to happen this turn, but that's okay. I'm not a huge fan of Rip engaging on this nonsense in the middle. It looks very scary to me. So, targeting the base range. Go for the comm tower capture. I like this play though. This is pretty nice. Okay, I like hitting this infantry now. This guy's overloaded. It's like you're either stopping this comm tower capture or stopping me taking your city, or you have to use a tank to do that, in which case these other tanks just are untouched. So that's pretty nice. It definitely punishes Incuggarch for leaving the area. I think Incuggarch can... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that can't reach, but I think Incuggarch can still kill this if Incuggarch really wants to. There's copter tank kill this, assuming you use like a max super, and you've got quadruple or triple sacrifice swing if you want to. You probably wouldn't do that. It'd probably just be double sacrifice, smack, and then the 1 health tank might finish it off. Okay, the 1 health tank would have to sacrifice in then over here. But in either case, I actually think this is a bad play by Rip to put this infantry here, because now if Incuggarch goes for the base kill, the tank that stands on the base will have an actual target. So here comes, oh, just max force. All right, I was thinking we were going to go to max blast, but it might not even be needed. But you can definitely do it with max blast, right? I can like, yeah, this guy can just stand up, right? Maybe not, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that doesn't reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he's 1 tile off. Okay, never mind. Never mind, max blast not good enough. Off that tank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Quite reach. That tank didn't kill it off, which is, I think, okay. Copters are definitely threatening over here. Only a 1 health anti-air left. Rip does get this comm tower as predicted. I think this is probably a mistake by Incuggarch to let this comm tower go through. By the by. Is if I'm looking at this situation, I'm like, what's more impactful? Like a 2k income swing, or every single one of Rip's units getting 10% more firepower? I think every single one of Rip's units getting 10% more firepower is a little bit more impactful than just a 2k income swing. Not that 2k income swings are like bad, but there's a lot of units on the field. The fighting is very much ongoing. But 10% more firepower is going to add up a lot. Compower's key. Pop. Is still very much going for this. There isn't an anti-air for Rip. Which is bad news, Bears. Okay, Incuggarch's gonna get a bit of a field day over here. For another max force. Ooh. It's a weird one, because so many things have already attacked. It's going to be going for a base kill, but I guess there's a 7 health tank to stand on it. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. The base goes down, and the nice thing is that the copter's stopping it from being cleared easily. The medium tank bot here. Okay. So Rip isn't currently in a great position, because usually when you like lose a base, you have two options. You either kill their base in response, or you just take their HQ, because when you lose a base, usually your opponent has to invest a ton of units to do that. And that is definitely what happened over here. This base doesn't look very easy to take out with the medium tank. So the next immediate thought is like, I'm going to go straight for the HQ. But there's a decent amount of stuff over here for Incuggarch still. Rip's not quite in the best position in order to kill all these guys off. So it looks like instead Rip is going to go for an attempted base kill in response. We might just have a bomber get built then. Okay. See if a bomber gets built. Copter goes over here. Okay, there's the bomber. All of the infantry around the base have been injured. That's good. For Rip, it'll slow down this base capture and all these property captures. I think Incuggarch does have a 4K infantry. Pretty nice. Well, I guess it's nice and it's also bad in that if this comes down to just completely trading these two areas, then Incuggarch will just come out net negative of like 2k because Incuggarch owned more properties. Okay, Incuggarch starting to move over here. It's kind of like at this point, all of the resistance from Rip has been pretty much taken out. There's like a 1 health infantry. So now it's try and save the other base / save the HQ, although it doesn't look like Rip is really going for the HQ at this point. It might have been the better play, but we'll see. I mean, the bomber's going to get here. Incuggarch doesn't really have anything in range at this point to deal with the bomber, so I think this base will die. You can put units. So this is a classic move. You just put units that you don't care about next to the base, and then the unit on the base has to kill that unit, and then blocks any production. Something that's definitely going well in Rip's favor is way more infantry available to go for these captures, and healthy ones at that. Also somehow stopped Incuggarch from getting this capture. I missed that. I thought it was just Incuggarch's, but Rip worked some magic there. Okay. Well, unit count wise, they're pretty even. Unit value wise, Incuggarch's ahead by a lot. That's going to change really quickly as soon as the bomber just kills this medium tank. Now some of these captures are going through. But again, Rip's going to come out way ahead in comparison to where they were before the base trade happened. Just because Incuggarch did a better job of getting the captures around the base. There's more to lose. These guys are just kind of chilling in the center. There's a bit of an aggressive move towards this HQ, but the infantry are pretty far away. I mean, a mech could step here and start threatening it, but it's not a real threat at this point that Rip has to be wary of. It would have been absolutely tragic if it was like somehow low rolled and the 6 health tank wasn't enough to kill the medium tank. So yeah, they're going to trade on essentially the same turn because Rip was able to get the damage done here. So on the next turn, Incuggarch gets the space and then Rip gets this one. As you can see, having the more foot soldiers available for all of these captures has helped Rip a lot. Now, Rip's not going to make 31k next turn because a bunch of Rip's own properties are going to get captured. But this does mean that Incuggarch makes much less than that. Oof. We're just going to make this flipped into a vertically divided map. But Incuggarch does have these 2 central cities. And if possible, to maintain that well, like being even everywhere else, Incuggarch will still be able to keep a nice ink lead. And again, here you see that Incuggarch's at 29k, but Incuggarch's not going to make 29k. Oh my gosh! Why? Just let this capture go through? This is exactly where you want to have an artillery. Double capture. Rip's at 29k, but not going to make 29k. Bomber, we're just going to have a little stare off here. Max stare offs can be pretty scary, especially when one person has more charge than the other. In this case, Incuggarch. Thanks to the medium tank going down, because then you can do like one attack and then use your extra movement to break the opponent's lines. Let's see if Incuggarch is able to do enough here. There's a lot of these kind of sketchy attacks, like having to send copters in to hit infantry. But as long as all the anti-airs get dealt with, it's not a problem. This one is going to get bopped. There's still going to be this one in the back. Maybe, maybe not. I'm surprised Incuggarch didn't kill this. Not reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, okay. Just can't reach. That would be why. Goes after the mech. That was definitely a good play by Incuggarch to take out all those anti-airs. I don't think it's quite enough because, well, this guy can't get involved in the fight, but there's still one anti-air in a copter, which is essentially an anti-air. So Rip isn't going to be completely blown out of the sky. And whenever you go for an attack like this, you do have to expose all of your vehicles. As you can see, they have no infantry in between them and Rip. So Rip kind of gets his choice of attacks here. And kind of similar to what just happened for Incuggarch attacking Rip. Rip here would really like to get rid of every single anti-air that Incuggarch has and then just have an invincible bomber. Bob. Max Blast indeed. Doesn't look like we're going to have this anti-air die though. Well, I guess you could have. Maybe. Maybe not. It's okay. Attacking into it's not very ideal anyway because there's triple mech surrounding this. So it's probably better to just kind of attack outside of its range. Ooh, does this one not even die though? Oh no, it's gonna be hit by multiple. After a mech. Got that infantry. Yeah, this bomber is pretty happy where it is. This thing's gonna kill us. I imagine. It might not. I don't know. Okay, no, it's good. It's gonna do it. The only other thing you would do with this is go for a like try to stand on the property, but there isn't one you can go to. Now Incuggarch does have a pretty scary approach on this HQ. Currently, Rip is walled off from it. This anti-air buy is really important. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it can kill a copter standing here. But it's probably not enough. So what Incuggarch has to do is get like a copter here, put a copter here, kill off this anti-air. And it can just kind of wall around HQ, I think. Might not be possible. Okay, we're definitely not doing that. Looks like we're just going to attack and then stand on the HQ, which also works. The idea is that you're not going for an HQ victory, you're going for an HQ you have to spend vehicles stopping me move. So that the fight you're currently in just goes in your favor. Okay. So Rip, because Rip used a super last turn, has no charge, which is not nice. The anti-air can't reach anything. Gark not play into that range. These moves down here are moves that don't really matter, and that is why Rip is going for them right now. Is because there's a lot of calculating that's happening at the top. So when you're doing that, you're like, yeah, I'll just do everything that is really easy first. Okay, it looks like Rip is sacrificing the bomber. Rest in peace, bomber. We knew you well. You were very cool. I think the whole point is that the tank has to interrupt rather than doing anything else. Well, and the bomber also had to be used. Range tire. Okay, we have the double anti-air buys. These are really good. Because if we're looking at what's actually on the field here for Incuggarch, it's 2 copters, a bunch of foot soldiers, an anti-air, and then just like tanks that are way back that are just coming from the production. So do like the anti-air spam. It's really hard to wall them with the current unit composition that Incuggarch has. And also here, I think Rip did a really good thing, which is just don't care about these captures. Like at present, this is kind of like a game-ending fight, so it doesn't really matter. Like if there's even a 4k income swing during this fight, because so much value is going to be lost that it would take like 5 turns for 4k income to make a difference if the fight goes in one's favor or like against one. Does that make sense? Like if Incuggarch gets these captures but loses this entire army, it would take forever for this income swing to end up making a difference. There goes the bomber. Rest in peace. He did good. What was a max force? Is that like lets this tank hit a 3 health tank? Okay. Does give a little more stats for these mechs too. Interesting. I kind of like it. The idea here is like this anti-air wants to hit a copter. This infantry is like if this infantry hits this infantry, then it's in the way of anti-air hitting this copter. So instead you like to have this infantry stand here to kill this infantry, but then this anti-air is in the way and it doesn't have anything to do. Right? If you want to move the anti-air so your like other anti-airs can kill this copter, it needs to ideally you want to do something with it. So instead, this just forces Rip to step back with this infantry. I mean, it's not like a huge loss for Rip, but just step back and let these anti-airs break through. But it's still a pretty cute play. I think I would have preferred... Okay, never mind, it's fine. Incuggarch gives up both of these captures. Also agrees that... This is very weird. Okay, so Incuggarch also agrees that going for these city captures doesn't matter at all. So cancels both of them in order to do some walling. But that kind of shows that Incuggarch shouldn't have gone for those captures anyway. There's also... I think going for this HQ here also kind of makes this play worse. Because now this anti-air is really happy to just kill off this infantry. So I think if you're going to go for the take the captures route, just take them. Oh wow, Rip resigns. Okay, I mean this game looked very much ongoing. Could be missing something. There are a lot of tanks now in order to like help fight over this HQ, which I'm guessing Rip just doesn't like. We don't have the super. Rip is going to have a copter. I mean, Rip could probably get the super. Rip is going to have just like a copter, quote unquote, dominance with a single copter, which is nice. What's the date? It's only day 18. I am surprised that Rip gave this. Am I missing something? Like, you can interrupt this HQ. Well, he can deal with these copters. He's got this copter. Incuggarch use the power. There's not going to be a power coming. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess that takes the super. Unless these tanks kill this tank, which they probably don't want to do. Is the mechs ever too much? It was well played. I mean, the mechs are kind of scary. I mean, the infantry can attack the mechs. They're not quite so scary. And the anti-airs, after they go in for this attack, are going to be really unhappy. Can't deny that. There is a very large tank superiority. These infantry are in the way. I guess it's kind of hard to kill this anti-air. Which means that the Rip doesn't just get to have his copter like hit 2 tanks. Okay, I think that might have been resigned a turn too early, at least for my liking. But GG, Incuggarch wins. Even noticing the mid-game mech duos. Okay, we got N0-H or N versus May 24 Farms. Spring in general. Hey, welcome. I didn't actually see much of chat there. Sorry about that. First swing. Howdy, friends. Howdy. The foreshadowing. Was I foreshadowing stuff? I haven't seen any of these games. Bye. With power, super, 1 tower max, 10 HP does 61 at best. But the 2/1 HP deal 11/6, so it doesn't add up for a base kill. Can you not with the max super? You can't get a base kill? What? With the sacrifices? I guess it is only 1 tower. It was a 2. A 9. 1. Probably knocks it down to 8. 1 keeps it at 8. No, you can kill it. Two. Second to 9. I won't do quite that. I want this to. He's not going to do it to exactly 8. Then it gets knocked down to exactly 73. And then the 10 hits were 71 to 77. So you can definitely, it's not guaranteed, but it's not very unlikely to get the base clear there. This turn, you just want to say how crazy awesome. Oh, I thank you. Just Incuggarch must see a 3-turn play. Well, that's how it goes with those base kills. Exactly 3 turns before the play is made. I still got it. I don't know about that. Yeah, the Rip Recon did pretty decent. You've got $1.38 on Max's game. Fighter work? Probably not. The problem with the fighter is that max anti-airs are fast. That can get you good. McKing. Yeah, the max ended up doing quite a bit. Oh, evil penguin. Oh, sorry about that. I was looking at damage calcs. Don't sabotage my apples with worms. Well, you know, I can make amazing predictions because now I'm a commentator, and that's what commentators do. Cobalt Ice is evil with a wholesome commander, while White Nova is wholesome with an evil commander. There's nothing evil about Cobalt Ice. There's nothing wholesome about White Nova. I just realized I did all those damage calculations off screen, so I will bring them on screen so people see how I'm doing it. So I don't think if Incuggarch had a power active, then they would. I don't remember, guys. So. Got 10 health dude here. I have a turn ready, I do. Oh, the tank. Oh, okay, if the tank has the normal power active, then this just won't work. Okay. So assuming there's no normal power, this is how it would go. Do 13 to 14 with this 2 health. We'll knock this guy down to 9. Smack it with a 1 to 6 to 7. I'm being a little generous. I'm either getting a 14 or a 7 to knock this guy down to exactly 8. Knock with another 1, hits to 7. Hits for 7. Then you do 71 to 77. Easy. That's how you do it. Except if there's a power active, you would hit this, and then suddenly all your damage goes down, so you won't be able to kill. Okay. Here we go. We've got Adder versus Jess. Let's bring in General. I would expect Adder to do a lot better than Jess on this map. There's quite a bit of foot soldier combat and also really strong airports. So Jess is kind of sad about that. And while there is some really good artillery play, I don't think the specific amount of damage the artillery does is that important. We have the double APC buy by Jess? What? Okay, I have not seen... I'm gonna put my little bow tie on. I have not seen a double ABC buy. I don't think on this map. And definitely not by a Jess. And then Adder doesn't buy any vehicles? Just builds infantry? Usually you build like they go double APC, you go double recon or something wild like that. I guess Adder's like, I'm just gonna be building stuff from my airport. Is this not unloading? Here? Okay. Oh my, this is so slow. Is this to get a central capture? And no tank to follow up? What? So what was that? Denied a comm tower for a turn and lost a whole inventory for it? Okay. There's 22k in the bank. I don't know why Adder is standing on this mountain rather than going for this capture. You go for this capture every time. Because if Jess attacks here, you don't care and you just step onto this mountain and smack them. Your capture. Okay, Adder spent some money somewhere. Was it? No, it was just infantry. What? There's 18k in the bank. Just goes for a very bold city capture. APC blocks this city. It's so weird that APCs, it was double APC first vehicles and then only vehicles for multiple turns. We now have a tank, 2 tanks from Jess. Adder has 33k in the bank. We're gonna kill off this. No, we're not. Okay, we're gonna move up here. We're building a Neo tank. Are we going straight to a battleship? We're going like battleship. I lock you, or like build a carrier. I lock your airport. What's this? No, we're just building a tank now. Tank plus bomber. Okay. I mean, I assume the bomber's going to break the pipe seam and then threaten this base. That's a little too slow. Also, couldn't... Just could have had a guy down here last turn. Yeah, there's the anti-air. Jess is like, I see your play. I'm going to just get an anti-air and take this city. I mean, I think that's a great idea, Jess. That's actually so bad for Adder. You get double anti-air now and they just lock this airport. Okay, the bomber's going to interrupt the capture. Doesn't break the pipe seam. Probably good when there's going to be multiple anti-airs. Sorry. And there's nothing else around. Okay. Copter built. Jess is going to be like, is there any way I can get my normal power? I don't think there is, Jess. But yeah, we have the double anti-air. The capture going down. It's just out of all of these infantry's range. This is where you see all the like foot soldier combat happening. Which makes Jess a little sad. Seems to be doing just fine. This APC has done very little transporting. Blocking this. I like this, blocking the city. Get out of dodge. Those anti-airs are scary. I agree. Smacketh we do. This recon really sad too. It can't run through. You have a Jess copter. The city is still being fought over. Now there's an anti-air here. It's gonna be really good because there's nothing but infantry and APCs for Jess. Bomber has done some work. You know, it's bullied some infantry. Jess does need to be careful. Can't get too feisty with these anti-airs. They need to be doing the buddy system. Yeah, like that. They need to stick together. If there's ever just like this anti-air here and this like, say this one wants to go over here and deal with the infantry, then this bomber just runs over one-shots this opposing anti-air with the first strike, and you become very, very sad. It is true that this 3 health infantry is vulnerable again. I'll probably get hit by this copter. Oh my gosh. The aggressive APCs. No, the copter goes down here. The bomber sticks around. I guess the bomber is forever threatening that base. Doing her up there. Infantry onslaught. Ooh, okay, we're gonna block. Capture happens. There wasn't a tank built or anything to deal with this, so this guy's just gonna have complete control on this area. Anti-air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nowhere close to going down. Anti-air goes for the APC hits. I think I would have just killed this infantry personally. Also, this lab cap. You don't have to worry about that too much. I mean, the city cap is coming up a little scarier. Because you have to lose both of your labs to lose the game, and this one looks really safe. At least I haven't seen this this opening before. It's very interesting. You missed it though. Basically, Jess opened double APC. And then Adder did not build a vehicle until they were able to build bomber tank. So there's multiple turns where there was just APCs and infantry on the field. Okay, we had the join cap on this lab. A lot invested on that lab. And have some nice tank attacks here for Adder. Oh, okay. The anti-airs have been split apart, but they are on defensive terrain. So while they can be attacked, it won't be like game over kind of attacks. And this anti-air is guarding all of these guys. That's pretty good. Adder is going to get this capture. Copter comes down here, help disrupt. We have the side slip. Now, I thought that what Adder might do is side slip and then bomber infantry to kill this anti-air on the lab. It might not actually get the kill, but I think it would be pretty good. So far, these APCs have done a pretty good job of blocking. So yeah, bomber, if that's how much it does there, bomber plus copter would have definitely killed this anti-air. Max recon goes down 2. We have a medium tank built way up here. I guess it's to deal with these tanks. I mean, this lab is falling, so having more investment in defending this one does make sense. We have the Jess Super, which is not enough to get this anti-air over to this bomber. You get the lab cap. Still insisting on going for this. Tank does stop that capture. It's going to cost the tank their life, but that's how it goes sometimes. Infantry built. Boom, here comes the tank. Let's have some backup. That infantry. Super got rid of that one. This is really bad news for Jess. These anti-airs are insanely exposed, and just an infantry was built. So Adder can just kill these and have a real, pretty much unstoppable bomber tank combo attacking this. So we don't hit this with the bomber because it has a Jess super. You hit it with a tank, and then you hit it with a bomber. Get knocked down to 5. You also have to kill the anti-airs. Not the tanks, because the anti-airs can kill the bomber, the tanks can't. Okay. Adder's gonna be really sad. Rest in peace, bomber. We knew you well. We're my hero. Copter comes over here. Is gonna be guarded by a bunch of mechs. Oh, but Jess resigns. Really? I would have thought that getting this this bomber kill with this 2 health anti-air was going to be like a burst of energy for Jess. But I think what happened was there was just so much invested in taking this lab, and then Jess finds out, oh wait, I have to capture all the labs, and all of the investment doesn't make sense anymore. Level be weird. There wasn't only low level. The openings I feel like were very low level. I think the mid game was pretty decent play. I think there was some really good plays with the mid game. We even had like the anti-air sticking together, at least at first, to deal with the bomber. Like we had the bomber, the perfect answer to the bomber. Pretty much everything that was going on over there was really good. You want to see spring and high funds. The double APC, I don't know what that was about, but that's fancy. It's fancy. Okay, we've got GetGood versus Alistor in an Olaf mirror. I don't think I know either of these plays. Maybe I do. Okay, I've done. Hey, Alice. I think I recognize GetGood from the leaderboards. I think they're pretty highly rated. And then I think I've covered Alistor's games before, maybe. It's a Santa mirror. It's double Santa. If only tour day was ruined, doesn't that measure your disappointment? Oh, GetGood is Quacker Duck alt. Oh, okay. So I've done some Quacker Duck games. Gotcha. Here we go. Olaf mirror. A lot of people don't like the Olaf mirror, myself included, because a lot of it comes down to whoever gets the super first. And then just global damage makes it so it's really difficult to get any captures going. Every single infantry gets injured, and once you get the first super, it means you always have a charge advantage over your opponent. So you pretty much always get the next super first, and eventually you just kind of like win a battle of attrition. And it's rough. It's very true in basically all mirrors. Any mirror that has like a super only situation going on where you can't, there's never going to be a time you're going to use a super or a normal power. You just always use a super. Whoever gets the first super, which someone always has, I mean, you can't both have the super happen at the same time. So whoever gets the first super always gets an advantage in those mirrors. If the normal power and the super both have merit, then it's not such a big deal. Because, well, like one person can be going for the super first and the other one's like recognizing that and uses the normal power to get an edge that way. And then since they use the normal power, they have more charge left over to get the next super first and that kind of thing. So there's more variance in those mirrors. In comparison to like Olaf mirrors or Eagle mirrors, where a lot of it just comes down to power management. I mean, you can also just get outplayed. Alistair has some really good control in the center here. Recon gets a kill. There's no... Oh, there is a tank in range, but there's nothing that can break through to get to the Recon. Alistair does go for an interrupt on this comm tower with an injured Recon. It's dubious to go for that. If I'm GetGood and I see like the injured Recon go in here and interrupt the comm tower by a single turn, like hitting me down to 9, I'd probably start front switching a lot of stuff down here, because that can pretty much only mean that Olaf, the opposing Olaf, wants really badly to deny this, and they're going to have a lot of stuff to send on the next turn. The other thing you could definitely do is just attack on the other front, because you think that they have a lot of stuff over here. Alistair swinging here, gets to kill off this Recon, which is nice. Doesn't quite get to see all of the tanks that GetGood has over here, so it's going to be a pretty nasty follow-up turn for Alistair. But yeah, this comm tower does get denied. I don't think they should have had a tank involved in that attack, though, because 2 infantry will be able to kill this guy off, no problem. I'm pretty sure. I mean, that was a 2 health Recon swing. There's no comm tower, so maybe it's not possible. Okay. Left that Recon. We got some tanks attacks. The only thing I would swap here is probably hit from the missile platform first, because I think... Yeah. Okay, I guess in this case, GetGood's going to be like, I'm just not going to attack from the missile platform. That's okay. So there's the choice of you either attack from the missile platform first or you attack from it second, and there's... The decision is going to be whether or not you think there's follow-up units, like a significant number of follow-up units. Because if you think there's quite a few, then you'd want to attack from the missile platform second, so that you have your forward tank at pretty much full health on the missile platform, so they can't kill you. Otherwise, you would attack from it first, so you just take less damage overall. But GetGood's just going to have the units be further back and on worse terrain, which is also fine. I don't think this would have hit. Yeah, it would have been able to hit. It's not a big deal that it would have been able to hit for GetGood, because there's so many tanks over here, so continuing the fight would be GetGood's favor. Alistair's like, let's just trade these areas. I'll back off over here and attack you over here. Definitely you need to back off. For sure, because GetGood's got a lot of stuff. Alistair doesn't. And this artillery by Alistair is going to start working some magic. These captures are going to be in range of this really conveniently placed forest. Or maybe we're going to have the artillery here guarding this comm tower capture. Like right here then. Alistair does dive in here to stop this comm tower capture. Goes for the artillery swing. There's going to be a lot of tank attacks. But fortunately, yeah, okay, we're gonna go for this pretty juicy spot for the artillery. Fortunately, it's not always the worst thing to give your opponent a bunch of swings on you, because that can often mean that you just get the first super, as long as you're also getting some gain out of this. Go. Honestly, not too bad for Alistair, and it does look like... Ooh. Medium tank, really sad. It does definitely look like we're going to have the first super for Alistair here. It'll be pretty juicy. That was, I mean, okay, that ended up being pretty bad. If this tank hadn't gone for the swing in, it would have been the worst. There's our super. All this damage. So the nice thing about getting the super first is now you have a turn where all of your opponent's units have taken damage, and your units have +10/+10 stats. And when your opponent responds on their turn, then all of your units get injured, but just like theirs, so they don't have a health advantage over you. And then you also both have the +10/+10 stats. The tank starts moving out. We've broken this type scene. So it's a very big advantage to get the super first. Being the one with a turn where you have full health and stats against someone that just has 2 less health, I mean, it's really good. And then on top of that, so yeah, you get the better turn for having your super active, and then you also start gaining charge first. Because GetGood's going to use the Winter Fury here. It'd be really bad to not do so because you just get overcharged by so much. And then GetGood super will still be active, meaning that they can't gain charge when Alistair's goes away next turn on Alistair's turn. So then all of those engagements that happen on Alistair's turn will only give Alistair charge and not GetGood, and that gives you your continued charge advantage. Do break through, hit this artillery, which is very good for GetGood. Let's go down here, hits the tank, does see the medium tank. Who's the tank here? Oh, 1 health tank. Died against the 2 health infantry. That's pretty tough to do. Okay. Most of the vision just got wiped out. There was a lot of good swings. This medium tank is kind of unanswered, though. It'll get, it'll be able to find some vision with its help from its friends. And yeah, it's a tank from a city. Happy days. Get a bunch of pretty good swings in there, and you can see. Looks like we might get like a bar of charge. Maybe just 2/3 of a bar. That's still enough to almost guarantee you'll get the next super. And ideally, you'd be able to get a whole bar, but that's not always how it goes. Oof, these anti-airs just barely out of range. Tried to play it a little too safe there. GetGood does have a nice unit count lead here. Does have some recons providing vision, which is very good. The artillery, we still have the medium tank rampaging in the north, and now a Neo tank is going to follow this up. They are even in income. They both lack this comm tower. Oof, this tank lives at 1. Is the recon going to try and finish it off? No. Living at 1 is nice because you can just go back and retreat, or maybe you join them if you're worried about the incoming super. If you want to reduce the amount of damage you take from an Olaf super, you want to join all of your injured units together. Because like if you have 2 5 health tanks and you get hit by a super, you now have 2 3 health tanks and you've lost 4 health in tanks. But if you join those 2 5 health tanks together, You then have a 10 health tank. That takes 2. And you have an 8 health tank. You only lose 2 tank health. So you have the amount of damage you took. So if you have like a 1 health, if you like repair this up to a 3 health tank and then it gets hit by a super, then you shouldn't have repaired it. But if you repair it to a 3 health tank and then like join it with a 7 health tank, that's pretty good. But yeah, against global damage, you wouldn't usually have like a 1 health unit just sitting on the city to repair constantly, because that's a long-term project, and the global damage will just siphon your funds a little bit more. You would never, unless you're going to win the game off of those +10/+10 stats, you would never go for Blizzard in this matchup. Like, you need to win the game. Because the snow does 0. Oh, in general. In general, you can use the snow. I mean, sometimes you just use the snow to win games. If your opponent is not immune to the effects of snow, then, yeah, you can have a lot of fun with that. So Olaf mirrors 2 snowbally. That's exactly true. So Sturm has the mini meteor strike. If you had to give the old man in a chair a normal power, what would it do? Spawns Uziums. Maybe a 1 damage. Well, I think what I would do is you would either you'd keep the radius the same, but you would either remove the damage or you'd remove the stun. You'd probably remove the stun because I think that's the stronger part of it. Okay, good charging in here. We got Nihil. That's a dangerous move. That's a move that says, I know for sure that you are not going to get vision of this Neo tank. Because, boy, would it suck if this Neo tank walked over here and hit it from the missile platform. Oh. This recon just needs to move like a single tile forward. Okay. GetGood thinking they're lucky stars. It also would have given Alistair the super from this attack. But Alistair is going to actually miss out on 2 things. This was a free anti-air kill, but didn't have the vision to see where the artillery was. But also misses out on the second super, which is pretty surprising. So GetGood is actually going to get the second super. There'll be a lot of attacks available. Okay, maybe not that many. I thought there was going to be more. So a decent number of attacks, I guess. Alistair's just going to use the super. You would never hold it, because it just overcharges you. Strike in here. Medium tank can now take out the artillery. Got the tanks. Okay, the recon got the kill. That's a minimum health recon, so it's 2 health infantry can just kill it. Still, these comm towers are uncaptured. Oh, there goes the recon. Fighting over here. GetGood also isn't able to get. Pretty much gets half a bar, so it wasn't able to get that 1 bar advantage having the super first. Anti-air kills the copter. Do have a decent capture start here. Tank takes out the recon. Fall back, take out this guy. Probably have an artillery guard this. It's a little bit spicy to spot for sure. On the road. Protected by a little diamond of units that are probably going to get taken out. If we do stop this capture. Artillery gets spotted and then... Wow, this is actually going to hold? Wow, good job, artillery. Really sad day for this Neo tank. Oh, Alistair's going to be closer to getting this. The second comm tower here. Sad day for the Neo. Oh, it lived! Tank got trapped. I thought for sure that was a sad day for the Neo tank, but Neo tanks are better than I was giving them credit for. Copter does come in here, get the kill. That's a very desperate move. I would imagine that GetGood was 100% expecting this copter to die. There's actually no anti-air in range. Very good news for GetGood. Losing this comm tower, not so much. Also having absolutely nothing up here to stop captures, not so good. Alistair should be at backup, so protected by anti-airs. Recon's not protected. Peace. GetGood's like, I'm going to take this comm tower and I'm just going to put everything in the way. Which can definitely be a dangerous way to go about this. Does mean everything is going to get smacked. This anti-air can't reach this copter, but we do have the medium tank that can break through. Really just kind of up to Alistair whether or not the comm tower goes through, the artillery gets taken out. Oh. What? Alistair lets the comm tower through? Unless there's some sort of play here I'm missing that gives Alistair enough charge for the super? There is not, so that was really weird. Well, a comm tower is worth more than 5, like net 3 health on a tank. That ended up working out really well for GetGood, just barely. But the top here is still looking very bad. Alistair gets the response super. A tiny bit of picking units off. More importantly, it has like actual threats on cities that have to be responded to, while GetGood doesn't. These anti-airs are going to be on the side. They got. They did. Some Neo tanks here. That's pretty much GetGood's main army. Ooh. I would have expected this to go in, but it looks like Alistair is going to respect this recon. A Neo tank of Alistair's own. It does require a base skip. It's probably okay. I like this front switch from GetGood. Especially because these are so vulnerable. Recon can still reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has a weak spot. It has to move through this tile. Or this tile, I guess. There isn't, fortunately for GetGood, there isn't a good unit for Alistair to stand here as a capture goes through. gonna fall back. Enjoy the 2k income lead. Good, gonna just pile up. So we're just gonna go with a mixed composition here. Get good. With a classic step forward to defend, or go for this capture. Some blocks with double Neotank supporting this. It's pretty good. We'll see if Alistair wants to deal with it. Definitely possible. Copter, and then the infantry just interrupts. Pretty good. Neotank, artillery guarding all the really important things. Sounds like a plan to me. We have double Neotank from GetGood to attack. Hitting a recon with the Neotank, not ideal. The plan must be to try and reach his artillery. Okay, I guess the Neotank can bust through to reach it. Decent. The Neotanks are definitely going to get bopped by the opposing Neotank, and it looks like Alistair is going to get first. Going to get the super first this time, so they are just trading back and forth the supers. Well, I thought the Neotank might get more charge, but I guess it's because they've already used the super twice that it's more expensive. So maybe Alistair is still going to get it first. Like, no way. The only problem is that Alistair's getting it with having like a single or no attacks left. So not benefiting too much from getting the super first, other than not having the super first used against him or them. Smack. GetGood does get this city. Decides to stick around the Neotank. This will probably give the opportunity to Alistair to actually get some more, get like a little bit of a charge lead. More than just half a bar, ideally. You really want, there we go, you really want like a full bar. There we go. Volumes get taken out here. Comp tower, there's no way GetGood's gonna let that go. Neotank's back up. Smack it is. Smack it. Smack it. Bunch of infantry down. Really terrible news on this front for Alistair. We're down to 5 infantry against 17. That's a little bit of a deficit. And it means that very quickly GetGood can force vehicles to have to hit these infantry as they go for captures, because there'll be no infantry available to go for the interrupts instead, and then the opponent's vehicles just have to keep exposing themselves to counter units. Four infantry versus 15. And then at this stage in the game, you're often like, I really don't want to build infantry because I need to win these fights. It's not as bad as when you're Sammy in this situation, but it still really sucks. Pretty nasty breakthrough over here too. Neotank pretty much unanswered. See? You've got like copters and tanks waiting. Like the tanks have to expose themselves. I do like how Alistair did a good job of covering up this anti-air. Back in here, we get the first Winter Fury. Again at the end of the turn, so it's not as strong as it could be, but yeah, there comes the resign. I mean, once you're at infantry, it's so difficult to make any headway. The unit count decides it in the end. GG. That was a surprisingly back and forth Olaf mirror. Usually they're a little more snowbally. Yeah, I just didn't have the time to update the queue. I did indeed get your game chariot rider. Don't worry. GG. ABC should be equipped with a snowplow and thus be immune to snow. GG, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's going to be the end of the stream. Here is your apple. Apple a day. Well, a couple apples a week, I guess. But hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.